Welcome to 216, a link to the Past Randomizer podcast. I am your host, Fear Agent. On today's show, we've got Pichu. I think our editor, Leora, described it best. Holy hell, Pichu is wholesome AF. She's the best. This is a really fun conversation. I really enjoyed chatting with Pichu, and we had a good time. So excited for you to hear this one. It's been a busy time in the rando world. The Co-op Cross Keys finals are happening. As this drops, we'll be having game 2 of the finals between Allison and Goomba and Telethar and Humbug. And hopefully we'll have a chat next week, maybe, with our champions. Or might be the week after. So that's cool. The Casual Rando Co-op tournament is happening. I haven't scheduled a match yet, but Ramon and I have gotten some practice in. That's been a lot of fun. Tark is having a vote on auto tracking. Not going to go into that here. I honestly don't care about how the auto tracker works. So I don't know. Whatever works, and that's what I'll use. I think all the stuff that's being asked for is pretty reasonable. So we'll see how the vote goes for that. We did have another ban. Stop cheating, people. This one has gone on for quite a while. Kaide Rikawa got banned from Tark for his cheating in SMZ3. So there's been a lot of suspicion about Kaide for a long time. I thought he was cheating. So I'm honestly glad to see him gone because it was he was cheating. And SMZ3 had the smoking gun. So I don't know if we announced it on Tark. And I don't even know if SMZ3 officially announced it, but everyone knows he clipped his opponent while they were racing. He accidentally created a clip of the opponent on Twitch that he was racing. Whether he did it on purpose or an accident, we'll never know. But that's like hard evidence. The hardest evidence we've ever had. So long. I've been told by sources that he admitted to cheating to certain people afterwards. So fuck you, dude. God, what a waste of our time. That's just the biggest thing is I hate that cheaters just waste people's time because we're all doing this for fun. Nobody gets anything out of it. It's just a hobby and you want to win that bad that you got to cheat. It's just frustrating. So long and goodbye. Please stop cheating. We've had too many cheaters, people using alts, all sorts of things in the last 6 months. And it's just stop, man. Just stop. It's just not cool. On better news, I got to co-host the Go Mode podcast in the last episode. So check that out. I'll put a link in the description for that episode. Got to fill in for Tim while he's taking a little break over there. I always have fun talking with Dante and Herf, and I thought we had a good time. So check that out. I just saw on the new ladder announcement that they're going to have another invitational for Retrants, which was the last invitational that I attempted to qualify for, and I just missed out. I think I might give it a go. I've been having fun playing the game, though, to be fair, I've been having fun playing the game co-op, so we'll see if that translates back into one-on-one competitive racing. I don't know. It might just be the thing that I don't enjoy. So we'll see how that goes. But I think I'm going to at least give it a run when season, whatever the new season of the ladder is. We'll see how that goes. Worst case scenario, I just don't enjoy it and I don't play and just stick to the co-op stuff. It's not hard being an admin at Tark. I've actually enjoyed it. And I think we've done a pretty decent job of trying to build Tark into what it is and will be in the future. And the drama actually isn't that bad. There's some fallout from some of the discussions with Kaide, and then of course with the auto tracker. Everyone's got different opinions and it can get very personal, and that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we can't just have a conversation about this stuff without it becoming dramatic. I think that's unfortunate, but I feel so much different now than when I first was a part of this community and was a part of that first 2 terms of council. I think a lot of it has to do with my own personal journey through therapy and counseling. I feel like I know who I am a little bit more. I'm a very passionate and very emotional type of person. And when I feel something, I feel it strongly. And so I can be the type of person that can be a little hard-headed, or when I have an idea and I believe in it, that I push hard for it. I don't think any of those traits are necessarily bad, but I think that in the wrong situations and at different times, they can be. And for me, they were. And so I have a better grasp on who I am and being able to judge my own emotions a little bit. And because of that, I feel like I'm a little bit more rational and less quick to anger and can handle some of the fallout from the drama. I think the hard part is seeing other people have that issue or have that struggle as these conversations come up about this silly game. Like, we're just racing a 35-year-old video game for fun, but we're so passionate about it, and it's hard to not take some of those things personal. So it's I think that's been tough for me, is was just seeing some of the fallout and seeing some of the people that don't know how to manage that and take it personal, and then either leave the community or even temporarily just jump ship. And hopefully they can, deal with that stuff, and hopefully they can manage that offline and find the true deep root that causes a lot of that. But if you find yourself ever in these conversations on Discord, step away. It's okay if a glitch you don't like gets approved. The game will go on and racing will go on, and we can all adjust. If tracking is that important to you, we can find ways for it to work, and you can still enjoy the game, hopefully, in the community. So honestly, I don't really know what I'm saying. I just know that there's been a lot going on over at Tark, and it can feel like a lot, especially if you're passionate about the racing community and this game. So my suggestion would just be to take a breather if it ever gets to that point where it feels like you just want to blow up. And the conversations honestly have been pretty respectful. I know there's a couple of different times where things have kind of gotten a little out of hand. I think the moderators have done a good job of trying to make everything copacetic. And I think people actually have been good at trying to communicate. And sometimes people just don't know how to communicate well. So I don't know. Maybe we should just approach the game the way Pichu approaches the game. Because she's just the type of person that is super fun. Like, she knows her limits, and she knows when things are beyond her mental capabilities of withstanding, and she steps away. It's really good. Really smart for a very young person. And I had a really good time chatting with her. So let's get to it. Here's Pichu. So your team was one win away from top 4 of the 216 co-op cross keys tournament. Was that your plan going in? Was the top 4?
No, our plan was to 3-3, so being half win, half lose, basically.
your goal was to go 500. I got it.
Yeah, 50-50, everything's fine. Then we win against Team Karek, and I was like, okay, we might win more than that. And then we got 4-2. It was great.
You were just on the cusp. I think you guys, if you had won your last race, there would have had to been a play-in race for the 3 teams, I think. So I don't know. Tell me about your experience. Was that, you said you expected to go 3-3. Even 3-3, I feel like is pretty good going into a co-op cross keys. Have you played co-op cross keys before?
I played some co-op cross keys before, some co-op retrains with League as well. It was, I think, the first time I played a tournament with AK9. So yeah. And then it was we're just entering for fun, half and half, 2-3 is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Alazon Goomba round 1, and it was well, we're going to lose this one. And yeah, we didn't like the pickup, but it's round 1, it's fine. And then we got 2 wins, then 3, then 4, and it was we might go top 4, we might go to the playoff. And then no, we got destroyed by Wilkin and Skelly, basically.
Yeah. Did you have fun though?
Yeah, we had fun. That was the point. We have fun.
Okay, so let's just cat out of the bag. Your accent's not English. It's French. Are you from France? Or are you from Canada?
I'm from Quebec, Canada. I'm not from...
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't remember where Scariol is from, but also I think over in that area because he speaks French as well.
We're at some region, Scary and I. We're both from Canada.
So is that where you've grown up your entire life?
Yes, I grew up in the same town, and I'm still there for now. And yeah, so I grew up there.
And is it mostly French speaking?
Yes.
Okay.
I learned English at school, basically.
But everyone speaks French while you're there.
Everyone speaks French, but we had to have English classes at school.
Okay, that's so nice though. Being bilingual gives you, I feel like, so many advantages and so many things.
Exactly, and English, you can go everywhere and people will understand you as well. I believe. But yeah.
Did you grow up playing video games? I don't know. I have zero clue on how old you are. I mean, you could be 40, you could be 20. I have no idea. So I don't know where your gaming history begins or starts. So where were you playing video games when you were younger?
I am 23, so I'm quite young.
Okay.
I played mostly with GameCube and Wii when I was a kid, because the Wii, I think, came out in 2005, 2006. So I was about 5 or 6 years old. But like, I remember when I was a kid, I was mostly playing Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness on GameCube. Yeah, and the thing is, I'm the youngest of 3. So I have 2 older brothers. And they were just playing. It's like, oh yeah, just take the remote, take the controller, and just farm levels on our Pokemon. So I was basically doing that. So they were like all level like 100 and everything. I don't know what I was doing, but like they were all of that. And then on Wii, I was basically playing like Mario Kart, Smash Bros, Pokemon again, like on DS, whatever. So yeah, I mostly grew up with playing Pokemon, basically.
I mean, your name is Pichu. Yes. Now, this is the embarrassing part for me, because I am quite a bit older. Pokemon for me, I missed out on Pokemon. Like, I was just at that age where it was like, when it was coming out, I was a little too old. Or let me rephrase that. I thought I was a little too old. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is like little kiddie stuff. You know, that age when you're like 13, 14, 15, when you're trying to distance yourself from like being a kid. That's when Pokemon came out for me. So I have no real knowledge about Pokemon. Like when, I knew Pikachu because he's, Pikachu. It's the biggest character from Pokemon. I had no idea what a Pichu was. I wasn't introduced to a Pichu until Link to the Past Randomizer, when I saw like Gamachu playing as that sprite. So I take, for you, it was very influential, right? You said it was your first game, and it's something that you played a lot of. So I don't know. Tell me a little bit about why Pokemon was so important to you.
Because it's an easy game, basically. Like, I played game in English, and my first English in French, as you said. And I didn't know a word of English back then. So like, Pokemon, you just go there, do that, attack, kill Pokemon, capture them, whatever. So it's basically an easy game to, like, for a 5 years old that doesn't know to speak the language of the game. Basically. So yeah, that's why Pokemon.
Did it help having older siblings playing as well?
A little, but I was like I'm going to say shy, but shy is not the good word. But like, I didn't want to ask them for help, basically.
Why is that?
Because I don't know. I didn't want to ask them. I was like, I'm good enough to play video game on my own, so I don't need anyone else. Basically.
That's hilarious. You didn't want help, and so you never asked for it. So you just figured it out on your own.
Yeah, basically. Never finished a game, but still, I have fun playing it.
How much older were your siblings?
2 and 4 years older than me, basically.
Oh, so close. You guys were close.
Yeah, we're close. Yeah.
Okay. Did you play a lot of games growing up together besides Pokemon?
We played some Smash Bros, some Mario Kart, like those few games.
Sure, the party games.
Yeah. Mario Kart as well. So, yeah.
What about Zelda?
I know my older brother was playing Zelda. I did not play it that much, to be honest. Like, I never played Link to the Past before playing Rando, basically.
Oh, okay. So, as you're playing like the GameCube Wii stuff, and you start getting a little bit older, does your interests broaden? Do you get into other video games?
I played a little bit of Minecraft for fun. Like, I didn't play, like, I don't play that much video games, basically. But like, at some point, I just changed a little bit for PC, like, because I don't know, Nintendo was a bit, I'm going to boring, but like, it's not the kind of gamer interest, basically.
Sure.
But yeah, like, I didn't play that much video games instead of Pokemon, so.
So what were you doing then, if you weren't playing video games?
I was reading, watching anime, like, not doing that much. Basically, hanging out with friends. But yeah, like, I don't have that big game history.
Well, that's fine. I mean, not all of us played a lot of games. My gaming was pretty limited, very specific to what it was. But so you said reading a lot, like books or manga, or was it comics, or
a little bit of both, like books and manga, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, like some French stuff.
That's what I'm curious about. Like, does everything get translated where you're at into French?
Yes, okay. Basically everything is translated to French.
Even like some of the anime stuff?
Even the anime stuff. But like, for sure, if I go like on like Crunchyroll or like streaming app, it's going to be like Japanese subtitle English. But like, if I watch TV on my TV, like on French, it's all going to be in French.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is. No, I didn't grow up with much English. It's except school and a little bit of video games because I think we were not just smart enough. We didn't know English, or we didn't know how to convert the language for French, basically. Or at least I didn't know.
Your English is really good though. Like I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a teenager, Netflix arrived, so I started watching like TV shows and movie in English.
And that's how you learn.
That's how I basically learned how to speak because my grades in English were not that good.
Yeah.
So at some point, I just lost my French accent, basically.
That's hilarious. So anime, what anime were you into?
I watched a little bit of Attack on Titan. I mean, a little bit. I watched all of it, but still, like, I think some classic, a little bit of One Piece as well, Naruto. Like, I'm going to say classics, but yeah.
It's funny to think of them as classics, but again, I was a little bit older when it was all coming out, and you were still pretty young. But it's been a long time since a lot of that stuff is. I mean, how long has One Piece been going on? It feels like forever, right?
I started watching One Piece when I was 10 years old or so it's been a while.
Yeah,
I think One Piece is older than me. So
wow,
at some point.
Yeah, I mean, again, comparing the difference between you and I, it's so different. I almost could be your dad in the age difference, but it's like anime wasn't huge growing up for me because we didn't have the access to anime wasn't as prevalent as it is today, or for even when you were growing up, when you were young, 10 or 15 years ago. But now it feels like we're getting to where there's a lot of adults, you know, young 20s, I don't know what millennial, no, like Gen Z. I don't know what generation you are, but
I think I'm a bit of both. I'm like straight at the middle of it.
Yeah. That's how I am. I'm on the cusp of Gen X and millennial, so I'm like literally in between the two. But you grew up with anime where it was like way more available, and I feel like, you know, I think Dragon Ball Z was one of the first big ones that like kind of crossed over. But again, I'm in the States, so I don't know what it's like necessarily for you growing up.
I mean, I don't remember that well, but like I know Naruto was passing by at the TV, so I was watching that with my brothers, basically. And then one of my older brothers showed me like a streaming things, and I started watching like Fairy Tail, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, One Piece as well, and you know, like a few of them. And I started watching more when I was older, basically.
Do you like some of the newer live action translations of anime?
More or less.
Yeah.
I watched like the One Piece live action because why not? And my opinion on that is like mid. Like I like it, and at the same time I did not because I watched One Piece, so it's like not the same. But
sure,
like overall it's good. But I don't know. Like I have mixed feelings about it.
It's so hard to translate anime to live action. It just specifically anime, even more so than like regular or like an American cartoon. It's just like anime has, I don't know what it is, the strangeness, right? Like
yeah, I mean, if it was a rom-com, maybe, because but like One Piece is like, I don't know, like it's not a good anime. Like how do you do things? I guess CGI, but like I don't know, it's a little bit weird.
It just translates super weird. So I'm trying to picture what it's like for you growing up. You're playing a little bit of video games. You're reading. Do you play sports? Is there anything that you're competitive in?
I didn't play sport back then. Like I can be competitive, but like not that much as well. Like I am in rando because I don't know. I feel it's like the only video game I'm good at or decent. So sure. Yeah, but like I'm not that competitive because my older brothers are like better than me, so I always lose anyway. So why would I do competition or whatever?
Is that what it was like when you were growing up? Playing Mario Kart and stuff, they'd always beat you?
And one of them, yes. The other one, no. So yeah, like one of them is way better in video games than me, and the other one is like I'm better than them basically. But again, I play more video game than that one, so
yeah,
that helped.
I'm trying to. Did they introduce you to different like video games or different stuff? Being older, or
probably, yeah. I mean, one of them was really into video games. I was just watching him play or like trying to play video games as he played it from time to time, or just watching them playing with friends. And I was like, okay, I want to play it. Then sometimes when they were not on the console, I was just playing it, basically. So yeah.
What about Twitch? Did you find Twitch pretty early? Because I feel, again, growing up, you're only 23, like streaming, like my kids know it, YouTube and streaming and all that stuff. It's just very natural to watch other people play video games. You're kind of in the middle of that, right? Like you're not really Gen Z, you're not really millennial. Did you grow up like watching YouTube and Twitch?
I I watched YouTube back in like 2012, 2014, in that era, basically. And Twitch is back in 2020.
Okay. So it was a while until you found Twitch.
Yeah, it was a while, yeah. It's basically my older brother that showed me Twitch, basically.
Did you not have an interest in watching people play video games, or were you watching some of that like speedrunning stuff on YouTube?
Not speedrunning. I was watching a few Let's Play, but not that much.
Right.
I mean, I was watching a bit like French things back then, like French. I'm going to say podcast, but it's not really podcast. Whatever, like French videos, basically. Because again, back then, my English wasn't that well, so I was watching French stuff.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Was it video game related or just random interests?
I don't know. Like, I'm not that much into video games to be like, I'm just playing video game for fun, or, you know, like I'm prefer playing video game and farming the video game more than finishing the game and then start a new one, if that makes sense.
Sure. So as you get older, you're not super into video games, but you do have like a mild interest in things, right?
Yeah, I do. Like, I'm more into like playing like Stardew Valley for like 10 hours over like, I don't know, League of Legends or something.
So the less competitive, like for me, it's Animal Crossing, where it's just like you're just farming or doing something creative or doing something that doesn't necessarily have to be competitive, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because competitive can be toxic sometimes. Sometimes it depends on community, but like, yeah. I'm not into that much, like insulting the opponent or whatever. Like, it's no. Did
you find that there were certain games that you're playing where that happened, where you kind of like experienced?
League of Legends, to be honest.
Did you play League of Legends?
I played a little bit of League of Legends, and then I was like, it's too toxic for me because my friends were playing League of Legends, and I wanted to play with them, but I'm bad, and they're good. And they're like, oh yeah, that person, like, and we play like 4, so we need 5. So we play with a random and say, oh, that person is trash. I'm like, I know I'm trash. I know. Don't need to tell me.
So your League of Legends play didn't last very long then?
No, like I was up to level like 30 to just do rankings, and I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, it's not going to help with my mental health. Like, being trash talked by my teammates, basically, like that people I don't know.
It's so funny to hear you say that. I guess it's different because I see you like in Gamma's Discord, and this is not an insult. You could be toxic, Pichu. You could be toxic, especially again.
I'm only toxic towards Gamma.
I know it's all in fun, right? Like, I think that's the difference.
Yeah. Like, I told Gamma once, like, if it's too much, just tell me, I'll stop. And he's like, no, you can continue. I'm just going to be toxic toward you. I'm like, it's fine. I'm just tell me if it's too much. I'm just going to stop, basically. Like, it's just for fun. Basically, sure. And I'm only toxic towards Gamma, not the other person, basically.
Yeah, that's the difference, right? Like,
yeah, that's the difference.
It felt like it was coming towards you, and it was by people that you don't know. And like, being toxic to someone that you don't know is way different than giving shit to your friends, right?
Exactly. Like, that's different. My friends I know, like, they're not going to take it personal, but like, someone I don't know, you don't know me, so why do you insult me? Like, I'm not going to insult you or your mom or whatever. Like, just shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So again, I think the picture is kind of coming in a little bit clearer. It feels like video games didn't dominate or haven't dominated your life. It's just it's one of the things that you randomly do for entertainment, but it's not a primary focus.
No, exactly. No.
So how do you find Link to the Past? If you've never played it, did you play any Super Nintendo games or any of the old like retro style games?
Played some Nintendo game, but like I said, I'm playing mostly Pokemon. But like back then, when I was younger, I played some Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario 64, a few games like that. I didn't play that much Zelda, but yeah, like I wasn't that much into Zelda games back then, I think. How
into Pokemon stuff did you get? Because you had your introduction. What was your introduction game?
Yeah, it was basically Pokemon, I think. Yeah.
But which game?
Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. So it's basically the same as Pokemon Coliseum, but it's the other one.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So did you then like branch out and go to some of the older games?
Not that much. I mean, didn't play that much. Like, I'm going to say old game, but yeah. I mean, I played the game we have like on GameCube or Wii or Nintendo 64, basically.
What about the Game Boy games? Did you ever play those?
No, really. I don't have memory of it, so no. I know I played a little bit of like Pokemon Yellow on my Game Boy, but I don't have that memory. again.
Mm.
I just know I have it, and then I lost like.
So you're not a true fan then, huh?
I mean, the Game Boy's older than me. I'm sorry, but that's bad.
But you never wanted to go back and try those?
No, not really. No. I mean, I'm fine with the Pokemon game I played, basically. But again, I think the best like gen of Pokemon Gen 1, so.
Okay. Okay. So where was your introduction then to, like, how do you even get to Link to the Past?
I said that my brother introduced me to Twitch because he was watching Shireen back then playing Rando. And then he showed me, and I was watching a little bit. I was like, okay.
Hold on. He was watching Shireen play Rando?
Back in 2020.
Like randomly? Like, because
I don't know.
Shireen races like once every 3 months or something. Was he a regular Shireen watcher or just happened to find Shireen? I'm so curious about that.
I don't know how he watched those stuff, to be honest. I didn't ask him. But like, I know he was watching Shireen, and Shireen was playing more frequently back then. I mean, it's 4 years ago, so Shireen was, playing a lot. Then he showed me, and then he just installed the emulator on his computer, the Rando, and I was like, I'm going to try Rando, basically. And I played a few seeds, and I stopped. I'm like, no, I don't like it. And then, I started playing Rando again a year later because I got my computer.
What was it about it that you didn't like?
I don't know. I didn't have. I mean, to see this took me like 3 hours. I was like, that's not fun. It's too long for me. And I think back then, I don't know if I was using a map tracker or not. So like, I didn't know all checks as well. And I remember one of my first seeds is that I'm stuck in my seat. I don't know what to do. And then I just look at the spurs. Oh, I never saved old man, basically. So I kind of rage quit a little bit.
So your brother introduced you, but he didn't play with you?
He played a little back then, but like he stopped basically playing.
So neither one of you, so you picked it up. You're like, oh, this is interesting. Let's watch this hack player named Shireen play a little bit.
Yes. And then by watching Shireen, I found Gamachu. And the only reason why I followed Gamachu is because he was playing with the Pikachu sprite back then.
Yeah.
Basically. But yeah.
So this is at the beginning of the pandemic, right?
Yes, 2020, like summer 2020, something like that. Yeah.
So you stopped playing because you didn't find it that interesting, or you find it more difficult? And
I don't know. Like I don't think I find it that interesting back then. I think that's why I stopped. Or then like whatever's alive, whatever. And then a year later, I bought my own computer and I just did everything and started playing it again for fun.
Did you keep watching even though you weren't playing?
I think I was watching a little, like not that much. Like I think I watch way more now than I used to watch back then. But I was just keeping an eye, and by watching people playing Rando, I just learned every checks, how to get them, and basically it's that. And that's pretty much how I learned about Rando and like Link to the Past by watching people playing Rando. So yeah.
Who were you watching besides Gamma?
Shireen and Gamma, basically back then.
That's how you got good. Is you just learned how to do what Gamma does?
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah.
So you get introduced to it. Seeds aren't going well. You're not really enjoying yourself. You watch a little bit. What brings you back to it?
I got my computer. I was like, I'm going to give it another try because it might be fun. And I played it. I did some French Weekly back then. I wasn't good, but I was doing some French Weeklies and a few ladder race. And then, I was just start entering more to game and get better at the game. So, by getting better, I enjoy it more, basically.
So when you started playing, did you immediately jump into races or were you playing offline when you came back?
I was playing a little bit offline and a little bit like races, but mostly offline, I think. Just because I don't want to look like a scrub to people, basically.
Did you join like Discords and stuff? And when you originally started playing?
I might have joined like the ladder Discord, I think. Or something like that, yeah. But not that much Discords, no.
But you said you started playing the French Weekly?
Yeah, I also joined like the French community as well. Because I learned about the French community somewhere between 2020 and 2021.
Did that help, you think?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not someone that asks for help, basically. Like, back when I was a kid, I didn't do it. I don't do it much anymore. I mean, now, yes, but like not back then. And I just, found it and it's like, oh, I'm going to play weeklies and stuff.
Well, if you weren't going to ask your brothers when you were kids for help, why would you ask anyone else when you're an adult for help?
I mean, that's exactly what. Like, I'm not going to ask people for help. But yeah.
So what was it like joining the French community? Like the French community, I'm not super familiar with. Like I know it's growing and I know that there's more and more people there, but it's not quite as big as like the German community or maybe even the Spanish community.
No, it's not quite as big, but the thing is, it's difficult because the French community, there's like people from France and there's people from Canada. So it's like basically like two worlds, I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's two time zone, like it's 6 hours apart. So it's like a big thing.
Sure.
So yeah, like it can be difficult to just organize things basically in the French Discord.
This is gonna sound because I'm very dumb, but how different is French in France and Canada? Is
the language?
Yeah,
it's not that much different, but we have like slangs that's different. Basically, like I can say something and they won't understand me in France, or like the other way around. Yeah.
Like can you give me an example of something?
Oh God, I mean,
you put me on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I'm friends with French people now from France, so like I'm used to them. But like, and I used to watch like stuff from France as well, so like I got used to them. But I don't know. I have no idea, to be fair.
So when you first started with the French community, like who in the community did you connect with?
I think I was watching more Raiwek back then, because Raiwek is from Canada as well, so we're in the same time zone. And yeah, so I was basically watching him playing Rando, and then I start watching other like French runner like Lin and Lin as well, or Pryor, or like Akaline, Coxla, like more from France. Like I watch more people from France than Canada now, from the French community.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget that Lin is French.
Yeah, Lin is French.
He has, I mean, I know he's French and I know he's from France, but I always forget just because he has like degenerate hours and I hear him speak and he's got pretty good English too. So
yeah, I mean, I mostly watch him on Twitch, and on Twitch I don't think he has his mic on. So yeah. So
when you start playing, you play the French weekly, and you said you joined the ladder?
I joined a little bit of ladder, yes. No, not that much. Like even right now, I think I played like max like 30 ladders or something. Like I don't grind ladder that much, basically.
So you've been racing since 2021. So
yes.
So now we're going on 3 years. You don't like to ask for help. So how quick did you get better? Like, did it take time? Because I see you now and you know, you're putting up really good results. And like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, your team went 4-2. That's so good, especially when you look at the talent that was in the Co-op Cross Keys tournament.
I mean, I mostly watched people and I was like, oh, how did they do that? And I just tried to do it. When I do like casual race or like ladder race, I try to new tricks. But like the thing that helped the most, like surprisingly, I joined the mentor tournament back in 2022. Surprisingly.
Oh, okay.
So that helped as well. And like I watch more runners, like different runners as well. So like each people has their own strategy, their own way to play. So you can just grab what you think, oh, that's one better, that's one better. Oh, that one, you know, basically you can choose. And then I start doing more pickup races and stuff. And I just got better by playing it, basically.
So you don't want to ask for help, but you joined the mentor tournament. What's going on there, Pichu?
I mean, I was like, I want to get better. Like I'm tired of having like 12 or 15 to seed. And I'm like, I'm going to join it. And maybe there's be like some French mentors, and they were. And I'm like, I can ask just different people around, because that was my goal at first. And I just, out of the 6 weeks, I got 4 mentors because I got too shy to ask other people. Basically, I just went with people I knew. So yeah.
So who was your mentors? And tell me about your experience.
My mentors were Falcon, Drakey, Gamma, and Charmaine. Like I learned a few things with all of them, like some tricks and stuff. I don't have quite memory of it, but I knew it was fun. And yeah, and I have fun playing with Gamma because Gamma was my first English mentors, because I asked Gamma before Charmaine. And I was like, I don't know if my English is good enough for this. And I'm going to just talk with Gamma because I was watching Gamma's and hanging out in his chat or whatever. And I was like, and Gamma was like, your English is good. I was like, thank you. Like, that's just, I mean, that's true. I mean, Gamma just gave me validation of my English, so now I'm confident to speak English. So yeah. So
at this point in the mentor tournament, or going into the mentor tournament, you'd been hanging out in Gamma streams and getting to know Gamma and Shireen.
Yes.
For a decent amount of time. So was he one of the first people that you asked to mentor you?
I asked the French people first. I asked Falcon, then Drakey, and Gamma, because I'm more confident in my French than my English as well. So I was like, I'm going to go with French mentors first.
Yeah.
Then I'll go English. I'm going to try it. If I'm not like it, I'm going back to French, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I just had some French because for me it was easier to communicate in French since it's my first language.
Sure. But I'm a little surprised because your English is good.
I mean, I'm from a French region where people only speak French. I never has to speak English, basically. So like, I don't know how good it is.
Impressive is how good it is. I think you tell me that, but I'm surprised because your English is really good. So that doesn't surprise me that Gamma would jump on a board and help you out. And same with Shireen too.
Like I don't have a big French accent, so I think mine is easy to understand from time to time.
I think you have a big French accent.
I have a big French accent?
I think your accent is clearly French, yes.
Yeah, but like it's not the big French accent where like, I don't know, we rolling the R's and stuff.
Sure, I get that. I get what you're saying.
I don't know.
I get what you're saying. You can't hide that you're French, I would say.
No, but some people thought I was English. Some people didn't know I was from French, basically, with my accent.
Yeah. I mean, your English is really good. So what did you learn from do you remember some of the things that you learned early on? Did you feel like that helped you out a lot, being in the mentor tournament?
I learned a few tricks, like the diver down. I learned like a few bump jumps here and there. I learned a few routing things and basically don't listen to Gamma, go catfish, basically.
Except when it has progression.
Exactly. But no, yeah, I learned a few things. It was fun overall. It was a fun tournament, honestly. Like I had fun as a mentee back there.
How'd you do?
I did 4-2 into Swiss round. I got into the tempered bracket and then I got eliminated in the first round of the brackets.
That's got to feel pretty good though, right? Like winning right away in the mentor tournament.
Mm-hmm. I had the better score into French mentee back then, but the worst into brackets. So because we're all 3 into tempered. So yeah, it was fun.
Where do you go from there as far as racing goes? Do you continue doing like ladder races or pickup races, or kind of what is your goal after the mentor tournament? Is it just kind of have fun, or do you plan on trying to get better to win tournaments?
Like it was mostly for fun, but like again back then, like I think my mentor tournament experience finished up like early July or so, and then back then there was like a French tournament that was going to start basically during that summer. So I was like, I'm going to join it, this French tournament. And then I got 2-4 to group phase. So it was okay, but not good enough to go to the brackets. And then I was doing some French pickup races, basically. So we were hanging out in voice call with French people and just talking and doing the seed. Mm-hmm. And then I joined a league with the French teams. And we went to the brackets too, that league season.
So, okay, so you joined season 5 with Rage Against the Manettes, which means that's controller, right?
Yeah, Manettes is controller, yes.
Okay. That was you, Juber, and Grid?
Yes. I was, before the year prior in season 4, it was the both of them plus Drakey. But Drakey in season 5 was in the Invitational with Leaf and Peruvian.
Right.
So they needed to turn as a member, basically. So I was like, I can do it. Just though I'm bad at the game, but I can do it.
Where were you at as far as ability? Did you feel like you were improving? Your times are getting lower than 3 hours?
Yeah, I was improving. I mean, I was doing more sub 2 in like in open seed and stuff. I got better. And then doing league, like I know Gridasham doesn't like entrance mode. So I was like, okay, I need to train cross keys. I never played entrance before, but I need to train it because I know he doesn't like the mode. So I'm just going to play it and enjoy him. And I'm going to let him play inverted, like in Vroja back then. Because I didn't want to touch inverted.
Smart.
So yeah, and then I started playing cross keys. I like cross keys. Cross keys are fun mode, and yeah. So right now, I'm only playing cross keys basically.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to go. So your first race is against Pichu10u, who was before my time. He's a long time Link to the Past runner, and you won against Pichu10u, but we're buddies as the team. Mm-hmm. That had to be like a pretty big confidence boost going into the league, or did you even know who he was?
I didn't know who he was, basically. Like, I knew a little bit of people from that team, I think, like from name, but like, but like that, I didn't know who he was, basically.
Not knowing it probably helps, right? It's just some random player and you can...
Yeah. Basically, I was like, I don't know who he was, but like, I heard he's a good player and I won. I was like, okay. Just don't go on Ice Palace, went to some areas and Icebreaker chess, whatever, like big key chess. But yeah.
Hey, it works.
Because like the thing is, like in that seed, I can remember a little bit of that seed, is that Tier and Meyer was pendant. So basically, I was Fire Rod Go mode, and I decided to do Ice before Pod, because Pod has a Fire Rod, and I cleared Ice, got some area. I was like, I hope the big key is in GT right side. The big key was in GT right side. And that's how I won, because you just skip it, and
Wow.
So
That's what makes the game great, right? Like you got to make some plays, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't.
It worked out. I was like, that's good. But like, I was not expecting to win, but I take it.
Sure. So tell me about that first season. Did you enjoy your time in the league? You went 3-4, made the playoffs. It's got to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. The only thing that I didn't like is that because I was with two Europeans, because Jubel and Greta Sham are from Europe, I was in the EU division. Basically, so scheduling is a little bit tough with like a 6-hour difference. So that's the only negative point I have with the league back then. But overall, we had fun with Greta and Jubel.
So what changed for season 5 for you? Because you left that team, right? Went to a new team in season 6?
I wasn't sure if I was going to join League. So I was like, I don't want to join League. Like, I kind of retired from Rando during the summer. And then I heard Zeruvian and Ararit were looking for a third, like, the night before, like, the end of submitting your teams. And I was like, the morning at DMRuvy, I was like, hey, I heard you're looking for a third. Do you want me to be in your team? And it was like, oh, we need to ask Amaris. And that was like, yes, now we need to find a team name. We have 3 hours left. And it's like, I don't know. I don't have any idea. And then that's basically how the team formed for the main items, basically.
So it was like right before the league started, like registration closed?
Yes.
Wow. Tell me about your experience. Oh, well, first, before we get that, why did you say you didn't want to play the league again?
Like a mental breakdown from Rando, basically.
Playing too much,
and like, I don't know, like I felt bad. Like I feel like I was a bad player and whatever. So I prefer taking a break over just having a burnout for the game, because I like the game. And I just start playing a little bit of SMZ3 for fun. And then I just joined back for League.
Oh, you started playing SMZ3. I see. Pieces are coming together again.
I'm bad. I'm doing 5 hours scene in SMZ3, so I'm bad.
Was it that it was the game, you weren't running races? Is that was the problem, and it started to take a toll, or what was it?
For LTTP, for Zelda Rando?
Yeah.
I think I did that too much, and I don't know. Like, there's things that was going on, and I was like, no, I'm not enjoying the game anymore. Not the racing part of it. And I think by just losing so much in the 80 turn, it didn't help.
Sure.
So yeah, that's kind of stuff. Like, it's better for me to stop and come back stronger than just continue playing and then feel worse about it.
Oh, that's way smarter. Yeah, that's a healthy way to approach the game. My approach is just jam until I start winning again, and then I lose more and hate the game even more. It's terrible. So SMZ3 allowed you to learn a new game. I take it you weren't familiar with Super Metroid as much?
I never played Super Metroid before playing Terrando, basically. So I have to learn everything by my own. I was like just watching YouTube videos about a game, like how to get to items. Just Google it on YouTube. Like my first seed was like 12 hours, basically.
Oh my gosh.
And then my second 6 hours, and then now I do like 5 hours or so a seed.
Was that so it wasn't competitive? Like you didn't have that same sort of drive of like, I can be bad at this and be okay with it?
Yeah, I was just playing for fun, like on my own. And sometimes I was streaming it, but most of the time not. And when I was streaming it, like Farfel was just coming in, you can do this, and that's a trick to get out of you for you to be faster. I was like, thank you. But I'm bad, but thank you.
Sure.
Like, I accept it. I was like, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, you're a good SM player, so I'm just thinking the tricks, basically.
Sure.
So yeah, and then I got Gamma's help, and Gamma was like, oh, do you know that place has 2 items? No, I didn't know that. I come back, it's like the hook shot. I was like, why didn't you tell me like an hour earlier, Gamma? Like, come on.
But it's such a wild idea to just play a game for fun, right? We play so much Link to the Past, and it's all about racing and about competition, and that's all good and fine and all, but a lot of times we just lose sight of playing the game for fun.
Yes. So SM was like, I can play Link to the Past, like I know the game basically because I play Rando. So I'm just going to do like SM as well, like for fun. And then I kept dying on relay again and again and again. It's like, I'm not having fun, but it's fine. I'm going to try it a little, and then got it. So yeah. And I was doing like a few save states.
You still play the game?
Not much. I don't have time for like a 5 hour seed.
Yeah. That kind of always held me back from wanting to get into it, as I see how long it takes. Like 2 hours is like perfect, right? Like for me,
Yeah,
it's like the perfect amount of time where it's like I'm spending a decent amount of time, but I'm not spending too much time.
exactly. And I don't want to pause and quit and come back later because I just forget everything I've been doing.
Totally. Yeah. I totally.
So I had to play in one sitting, and I was like, I don't want this. So I don't have time like for a 5-hour seat or so.
Right.
But yeah.
So what was your experience like for season 6, not wanting to join right away, or at least no plans to join? Were you able to like get past the feelings that you were having about getting burnt out? Did you enjoy your time with the new team?
Enjoying my time with the new team. First of all, scheduling was better because we were in any divisions. And so it was better. And we have fun with Ruby and Amaris too. I mean, we were entering for fun. We didn't expect much knowing our divisions. And then we went to the bracket and was like, okay, we can do this, basically. So yeah.
Yeah.
Like I never played with them. So
not only did you not make the playoffs, but you won your first round too.
mm-hmm.
So that's huge.
It is. I mean, yeah, it was fun. Like overall, we had a fun experience. So that was, and like again, like I never played with them before, like co-op or stuff. So it was a learning experience as well to know how like how they play and how I play versus them, and basically like in co-op as well.
Do you feel like you got past the fact that obviously you're not playing with 2 French players? I take it you got over the fact that you could play with people not speaking French?
Yeah, I mean I can do it now. Like I think more when I start playing, I was like, I'm too shy. I'm not confident in my English. And then through the time, I got confident with it.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing. And it's not like I can just rephrase it or just pronounce it with a big French accent, whatever.
Sure.
And maybe you'll understand. Maybe like I'm just going to roll my R's and everything. It's fine.
I know Zeruvian a little bit, but Meredith is one of my favorite people in the community. So it was really cool to see her do really well. And I know she's worked really hard to get better at the game too. So it was fun to watch your team perform really, really, really well. Like, can't take what you guys did for granted. Like, it was a really good run.
No, yeah, it was fun. Like, yeah. I mean, when in the playoff, we played against GFE, P20, and Sabo, the team that eliminated us. It was like me, Ruby, and like against GFE, P20, and Raytrain. So I was like, I'm not confident on them. Like, I know like P20 and GFE for name. I know they're good players, but like, I don't know. And then we won. I was like, how did we win? It was like just Ruby fighting all progression and me doing some cleanups. Like, okay, then you're fine, I guess.
Yeah. No, it was good. That was a fun race to watch. But P Train and GFE Sabo, it's a tough. I mean, their former invitational team. It's a tough team to get through.
As well, so for me, it was scary to face them.
Yeah, and then he kicked him in the teeth, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, and then Gamma had to talk me like on restream because he was a commentator. So it's like, Pichu, it's written, you stop with a sword. Why are you throwing bushes? I'm like, because I watched like the vows afterwards because I want to know what happened. And I was like, I know I'm stupid. What do you expect? Reason start with a sword. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it feels like you quickly found your place in the community in Rando. Is that safe to say, both within the French community and then like Gamma's sub community there?
Yeah, I mean, I hang out like in a lot of people chats, so I think like a lot of people knows me. Like I was like, I think like 30 different runners basically. So I'm just hanging out in their chats or whatever. Yeah,
here's the thing that I love about you, Pichu. It's like, I feel like you're one of the people in the community that's like, says yes to anything. And not necessarily in a bad way, but in a way that's like, I remember someone asked you to do commentary with them. I can't even remember at the time who it was, but maybe it was GFE or somebody. No, GFE doesn't do commentary with somebody. And you're just like, yeah, let's totally do it. And then like, I don't know. I just feel like you have and this is hard to do online, just have this presence of like joy and like lightness and fun that comes with you. And so it makes it people like drawn to you. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm only toxic towards Gamma. The rest of it, I'm on point with you. But basically, yeah. But even the toxic stuff with Gamma is super fun. Like, and I don't know. It just, there's something about it that makes it super enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, I know Gamma from like back 2020 because I was hanging out in this chat, but like, I mean, we both know it's for fun. Like, we don't mean anything and we don't want to be mean to each other, but like, it's just toxic fun. Sure. But like, for the rest, I'm just having fun with them. Like, yeah, basically.
And you said about commentary, like I know, like for P-Train, for example, he asked me to do comp.
That's who it was. It was Pichu10u. Yeah.
For game 2. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this because first I just did, I think, like 4 commentaries in my life because I started doing commentary back last summer for the French tourney. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And it's in English as well.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like I'm going to have fun and whatever. And it's for my team. So it just make things good because it's like P-Train for his team and me for my team.
But I love that. So most people would just take that and be like, no, that doesn't make me comfortable. You know, English isn't my first language. Or, you know what I mean? Like there's people that I would say, myself included, were just like, if it puts me in this position I'm not the most comfortable in, I'm not going to do it. Where it feels like with you is like, you're just here to have a good time.
Yeah, I'm just going to try it.
Yeah, and you're going to have fun with it. I love that.
It was not my first English commentary, surprisingly enough, because I know like the French community wanted live finals to be streamed as well on Speak Gaming, not only Speak Gaming French. And I know Homemade Beer just asked me, hey, Pichu, like I heard this, they want to do this. Do you want to do comms together? And I was like, I know Beer is basically like he's a fun guy, whatever. It's like, why not? Because it's Beer, you know, I know we're going to have fun and we have fun doing comms. And then Pichu asked me, I was like, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to enjoy the moment. If not, well, I'm just going to stop doing commentary, but like had fun with P-Train. So it was okay.
Sure. No, I love it. I love that you're into it. All right, let's talk shit about Gamma for a little bit.
Let's do it.
You found Gamma, you said probably through Shireen.
It's through Shireen because they were doing co-op and they were toxic towards each other, so it was funny.
Of course.
And also, and he was playing the Pikachu sprite, so I mean, I have to watch Gamma.
Yeah. So I don't know. What is it about Gamma?
I don't know. He's just a toxic person. Like he does everything. He has dirty hands. So what do you expect?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you and Sharon carried him in the league this season in your mom's favorite Rando team.
Of course. Yeah. Well, we had to.
Yeah. I mean, I did the same in the multi-road tourney. I mean, so yeah. Because I was with Gamma in the multi-road tourney, basically. Like just, yeah. That's going on right now, basically.
Sure. Did you teach him any French? I know he was trying to learn some French.
I teach him some French. Yeah, I teach him how to say my hands are clean in French. Like those things, like the word filet for bugnet.
Is that okay? So that's the one I'm not the biggest fan of. Did you start that? The whole filet thing?
I started with Gamma back in the mentor tourney, I guess, or something like that. Yeah.
So the bugnet in French is filet?
Yeah, it's filet, yes.
And for some reason, it just got associated with Gamachu?
With me, I think mostly me. But like I know it started with me and Gamma, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But I think I'm associated with the filet, basically. It's the filet.
Sure. Sure. All right. So let me ask you the tilt question because I can't imagine you getting tilted. I don't understand how someone it feels genuine, Pichu. It feels like you're like genuinely just enjoy life and the game and the community and you're just like a good person to be around. So do you get tilted? And if you do, how do you handle it?
I do get tilted. Honestly, I swear a lot on my stream.
Oh, do you? In French?
Yeah, in French, sometimes in English as well. Like, honestly, I do. And that surprises most of people. Like, I don't really like deal with tilt. Like, I'm just going to swear. Like, let's say I died on Mozilla, I'm just going to swear to swear the shit out of Mozilla, basically.
Yeah, you can totally swear on this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, so I just I mean, that's it. I'm just going to swear and everything. Like when I get tilt. And I can in rage quit as well. Like I don't do that in race because I don't know. Like I want to finish every race because I want to see how I'm doing against that person or whatever. Because I don't know. Like I just want to finish it, even though I'm not having fun. But like if it's like casual race, like I'm playing a scene on my own, I'm just going to close the emulators. I'm like, I'm not playing this again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So is that how you deal with it? Is just by swearing?
I just swear. Like I know at some point during League, I was doing a co-op with Amarius. There's a clip up there somewhere, but it was restreamed, so you don't have me swearing in it. And it was like Randomizer. We were in go mode. I dashed through like the second room of Eastern, like normally there's 3 purples. But in that room, there was a dead rock and a Ninox. I hit the dead rock with my sword. I got hit by the bottom of the eye and I got stuck in the corner, basically. And I just started swearing a lot. Like, I was like, I'm sorry, Amaris. It's not against you. It's like a dead rock in Eastern. So, yes, basically. And I was like, I don't tell very much. I'm just swearing out and like in French and English, and I don't mind.
Does that allow you to continue like racing or playing, or does it stick with you? Like when that stuff happens, when shit goes down, do you feel like you're able to manage it in a healthy way by just kind of letting it out?
Yeah, basically. Like I need like maybe 5 minutes to just calm myself down. Basically, because I'm still tilt about it. But yeah, like I'm not going to be tilt for a year about it. Like I'm just going to stop playing Rando because of it, basically.
Sure. Do you feel like you're in a healthy spot with the game right now? Because I know you said, going into season 6, you're kind of getting burnt out. Do you feel the same way now? Or do you feel like you have a pretty good relationship with the game?
I have a good relationship with the game right now. I mean, I mostly enjoy playing like co-op game. So like the co-op, the cross-keys 2-up tourney was fun. The military tourney was fun. League was fun because the playoff was only co-op. And yes, and like I know right now I'm taking a break from solo tournaments right now because I mean life happens and I'm basically busy as well.
Sure.
So yeah.
But co-op is so much better, right? Like it just allows everything is better with a friend when you're especially when you're playing this game.
If you play multiple with Gamma, you just have to blame Gamma for your loses. Whatever thing does happen is Gamma's fault.
Yeah, totally. That's why I always team with him, is I can always just blame him for when it doesn't work out.
But no, to be fair, in co-op things, if things goes bad, I'm mostly blame myself more than my co-op partner.
Sure.
Because I don't want to be like, oh, it's your fault if we lose. Because, I mean, I think we lose as a team. It might be my decision or your decision, but we both agreed on it. So it's both our losses, basically.
Sure.
So, yeah. That's my way of thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes League so much fun, is it's like you don't win by yourself and you don't lose by yourself. And it makes things a little bit easier both ways, right?
Yeah, it's a team thing. It's like in the co-op, we both made a decision and it wasn't the greatest, but we both agreed on it. So there's no one to blame about it.
Yeah.
Basically. So, yeah.
Are you playing in the co-op tournament that's coming up?
I'm not, because I'm mostly busy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I want to focus on school because I'm still at school more than doing the co-op. And I was like, I need a break from Rando a little because I was doing 2 tournaments at the same time. And I was like, I want to focus on school because it's my last semester. And then maybe this summer I'm going to join more tourneys. Like if there's a cross-keys tourney, I'm going to join for sure. But yeah. That's
your favorite mode to play?
It's my favorite mode to play, yes.
Yeah. Always finding the bug net, or the fillet, I mean.
Exactly. You need it. It's your go-mode item.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. I was so glad that you agreed to do this. I wasn't sure. Again, I have not really spoken to you a lot, mostly through Discord. I wasn't sure if you would say yes, but I'm super glad you came on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I like your show, basically. Like, I like listening to the players' different, like, background story and stuff. So, yeah, it's a fun podcast to listen to.
Again, want to thank Pichu for coming on the show. Really fun having her here and getting to know her a little bit more. Always fun to talk shit about Pichu as well. So I enjoy anyone that wants to do that. Speaking of people that want to talk shit about Pichu, on next week's show, we've got Brogor. We just had Magno on and learned a little bit about Brogor because of how close they are, but I kind of wish I scheduled them back to back because they kind of go in tandem. In fact, I almost tried to schedule both of them on one show, but I didn't think that would be fair to either one of them. So we get to complete the Magno Brogor story next week with Brogor, so come back for that. Very excited to chat with him. Maybe we'll have the co-op tournament champions on. I don't know if the tournament will be done by then. There may be a game 3, so it might be an extra long episode, or we'll roll that over into the following week. Really appreciate everyone for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Would love to hear your thoughts. 216pod.com has the links that you would need. You can join the 216 Discord there. Come hang out and chat. Let us know what you think of the show. Would love to hear what you think about our new editor, Leoria, and some of the things that she's been doing. Real minor. You might not even notice. But we'd love any feedback, and you can drop that over there in the Discord. But I think that's going to do it. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Really appreciate it. See you next week.